You need help. Can I just put it? Nobody is there.
You know, I set it for 5 minutes earlier, so till 1, please.
What would you do with 5 extra hours this week?
Somebody joined.
Well, I can see 11 people here already. You're welcome. You're welcome. Isabel, you're welcome. Kanabil, Kani 8Al, you're welcome. Hello, everyone. I think let's just give like, let's say about 5 minutes or so for 3 to 5 minutes. Let's see if other people will join up, then we will start. Welcome.
More precious than Sharon's roses. You are the God of glory. The angels declare your holiness. They cry
At Tawan, that VTT7673. Hi, I'm saying hi as well. Esther and Kata, hello too. Samat Sakes, I'm saying hi as well. Please, if you can hear me, please, I need a thumbs up so that I can confirm if you can hear me. If you can hear me, if you don't mind, just give me a thumbs up or something so I'll be able to confirm if the audio is okay. I would really appreciate that. Yeah.
count 5.
Okay. Let me say welcome everyone to the real Kemi. It's live, and I would say that I have been waiting for this moment, because for me, it's an opportunity to share with people the right information. And I really want to say welcome everyone that's here right now. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you, Esther and Kata, for the thumbs up. Thank you. So I can confirm that the audio is okay. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to having a time with us whereby it's not going to be just me speaking. Of course, the essence of this live today is for us to have a question and answer, whatever questions you have as regards immigration to Canada, the express entry, the TEF, the TCF, whatever questions that you have, please, send your questions. You can type it in the chat. I'm here to answer as many as possible as I can today, and to clarify and help you in your journey to immigration to Canada. So I would say that moments like this, I know, because I know a lot of people, you have comments. Definitely, I'll see your questions here. And today, like I say, we are going to, it's no script, no hype, no editing. It's just as it is, and so it's just me and you. So whether you are watching from Lagos, from Abuja, from Accra, wherever in this world you're watching from, welcome. Wherever you're watching from Lagos, from Abuja, wherever you're watching from, if you don't mind, if you can type it in the chat box, let me know where you're watching from, because that would also help me to know, what type of content to be able to put out there to help people. So if you don't mind, please let me know where you're watching from, wherever part of the world, in Nigeria, in Lagos, in Abuja, wherever, let's just, type it in the comment box. Let me know where you're watching from. So I would say that, welcome again. And I would say let's just go right into today's conversation, into today's discussions, the question and answer. So whatever questions that you have, whatever you think it's not too clear as regards immigration to Canada, you can put it in the chat box. I will definitely see them, and I will try as much as possible to answer you. And so, let me start by explain as much as possible, give you a preamble, or let me tell you a bit of my own background story so that you have an understanding where I'm coming from and what is motivating me to do this. Well, I say that I started my journey immigration, that was as far back as 2020, 2021, trying different countries, but I tried UK, I tried Australia, I tried the US, and I was trying Canada too, but, in the midst of confusion, a lot of people would say, bring this, bring that. And I was paying, sincerely, I was paying, but I wasn't getting the right information. And so that, I would say, that is one of the reasons why I started this channel, to be able to give people the right information that they need for their immigration journey to most especially Canada. And I would say that based on my own experience, you don't really need an agent. What you need is the right information to guide you as to, what steps to take, what channels, what pathways, what realistic pathways are there for you. And so, of course, for everybody, the most popular pathway that is known to a lot of people, of course, is the express entry pathway that a lot of people are familiar with. And when I say express entry pathway, there are several pathways, like the federal skilled workers stream. You have that. You have the Canadian experience class, which is for those already resident in Canada. You also have the federal skilled trades pathway for those that are in the trades occupations, like electrician, HVAC engineers, plumbers, and all that. So those are trade skills. So those are the common pathways as regard express entry. But when it comes to immigration to Canada, I always say that there are Um, there are quite a number of other pathways. You have the provincial nominee. Okay, Esther, thank you. Can see from Lagos. Thank you. Watching from Lagos. That's good. Thank you. And so going back, I said there are several pathways. Of course, you have the provincial nominee pathway. You have the Atlantic Immigration Program. You also have the RCIP. You have quite a lot of number of pathways to Canada. But like we all know, immigration has changed across many countries. It's not just in Canada alone, across many countries all over the world. Immigration requirement, rules, and all that have been tightened. And so when it comes to many countries, or I'm sure you would agree with me that Canada is still one of the countries that has a flexible immigration pathways. Canada is still one of the countries that has a flexible immigration pathway, and that I can say confidently, because like I said, I tried UK, I tried Australia, I tried US and Canada, and I can say that Canada is the one of all these countries that is still flexible, and its progression from, for example, permanent residency to having full citizenship is just 3 years. How many countries have that pathway? How many countries can say that they have that, that progression from being a permanent resident to citizenship? Canada is still one of those countries that is highly flexible and welcoming as well. And so don't let anybody, I'm sure that some of you might have unpleasant situations, don't know how to go about it. Where do you start from? And I'm here today. If you have any questions as regards where do we start from, how do I start? So it all depends on your profile. It all depends on so many factors. For instance, your age, your occupation, and a whole lot of other factors that will determine the most suitable pathway for you to come to Canada. But of recent, of course, changes have been proposed across many of those routes, many of those pathways. Changes are being proposed, changes are coming soon. And so I would say that, like, I've always been advocating for the French. And so why are people so, why am I always talking about French? Yes, I'm talking about French because that was the pathway that really helped me to bring me to Canada, up to this point. So let me give you a background story about my own experience. So I wrote my first IELTS in 2021. So when I wrote the IELTS, I didn't even know what else to do because everything was so confusing. No guidance, nothing to show for it. And so what I did was that I tried coming through school route to a college in Alberta, Northwest College in Alberta. But like we all know, the school route is very expensive, and I won't really advise many people to go through the school route, except it's the last option for you, because of course when you go through the school route, you still have to come back to this pathway of getting permanent residence again. And in recent times, it's becoming more and more difficult. As of 2 weeks ago, I know of someone personally that has been asked to leave Canada after studying here in Canada. And you know how much she has spent? Quite a lot, because she didn't get a job, she didn't get the right guidance. Coming to Canada to study a course that will not give you, a legit pathway to getting permit. It's not all schools, not all programs, not all courses that you will come and study here that will guarantee you permanent residence or a job, a job offer. No. So I always advise that when you are choosing, in case you decide to even come through school route, I would say that go for a course that is in the occupation in demand. So that will be the best advice I will give to anybody. And like for me, I was over 40. I think I was 41 or thereabout when I sat for my TEF exams. That was in 2023. Yeah, I think I was 41 thereabout. Yeah, 41 going to 42 as at that time, when I sat for my TEF exams. And what made me go to French, what a lot of people are asking, why French? Why French? Was that, let me tell you, my scores, of course, once you're over 40, your CRS points has practically don't get any points for your age. And when I looked, I think I had about 300 and something. I can't remember the precise CRS score that I had. And I looked at what other pathway I was trying. Could I get a job? Because being a pharmacist, I'm in a regulated profession. So without a license, nobody will give me a job. So that was out of the question for me. So I looked at it, looked at different provinces. I looked at Manitoba. I looked at Ontario. I looked at quite a number of provinces. And at a point, I must say, I got the invitation by Manitoba, but what made me decline it as at that time that they wanted, one of their clauses was that I ought to have done my full licensure. As at that time, I had not done it. I've only just done my credential evaluation with the pharmacy board. So I had to decline, because if I don't decline, I was going to get a ban. And that is one thing I don't, pray for anybody to get. And so I had to decline that anyway. So it was back to status quo. So you can imagine the feeling when you think you have gotten something and it just slipped out of your hand. So that was the situation for me. So I looked at it, what other option do I have? And French came up. So when the French came up, sincerely, I didn't know anything, No iota. The only thing I knew back then in French was on do toi, c'est fini. C'est fini. I knew nothing. And je m'appelle Kemi, like they always tell us in school now, je m'appelle this, je m'appelle that. That was all that I knew back then. But one thing that I always say, that where there is a will, there is definitely a way. And so what did I do? I looked at, French schools around me, where can I go to? And I found Alliance Française back then in Ikeja, GR, because I was staying in Ikeja then, precisely the Air Force Base wasn't too far from me. And let me tell you, I know there are a lot of busy people here managing your 8 to 4 or 8 to 5 and managing the home front and everything. So it was for me also, but that time I'd resigned from my full 8 to 5. I had my businesses that I was managing. I had my own pharmacies that I was managing. I was selling food to rice, wholesale. I was doing a whole lot of things. But I knew that if I don't take this opportunity, something must give for something to happen. And so what did I do? Tata, I'm saying hi to. Hi as well. Hello. Welcome. And so what did I do? I went there. I found out what was it going to take for me to start. So I had to start from A1, A1. And let me tell you, in that same class, we had people that studied French in school. I didn't study French in school, nothing. So it was very, very challenging for me. But I said, okay, let's take it one day at a time. And so I started. So from A1, the classes was there every day, Monday to Fridays. I was doing everything that I needed to do. I had those resources, like in the last video that I shared, the free and the paid resources. I was, YouTube was also there for me. Learn French with Alexa was quite instrumental for me. I had that. I had the RFI. I tried all that, and which I would sincerely say I'm still recommending. That is one of the key resources that you need. And one thing that I always tell people is that the journey is not easy. Sincerely, if I tell you it's going to be a walk in the park, I'm going to be lying to you. But is it doable? Is it achievable? Yes, it is achievable. There are many people that I know that have come through this pathway and they are here in Canada. There is nothing, I can say that confidently, there's nothing that beats coming here as a permanent resident straight. There is nothing that beats that, because it opens a whole lot of doors for you. So don't let people discourage and say people come abroad and they are washing plates or they are doing if you come through the right pathway, getting permanent residency straight, if you come through the right pathway, you have a whole lot of opportunities. You have free schools for your children, you have child benefits, you have access. For instance, if you want to start a business, the Canadian government also give Black entrepreneurs, money to start business. So there are a whole lot of opportunities. So do not let anybody encourage you. So if French is what you have to do, I'm encouraging you to do that. And for those Also, the rookie, hi as well. I see you, hi. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And so let me tell you something as well to encourage you. For those that are above 40 and you feel that, there is no chance for you, there is no opportunity for you. Of course, there are opportunities. For instance, I will tell you, praise Adeniji 3366, I as well. I see you. Hello. And so let me tell you, for instance, there are other, like I did the last video about changes in Ontario Provincial Nominee program that is changing. Of course, there are other provinces out there. You have Manitoba, you have Saskatchewan, you have Nova Scotia, you have British Columbia, you have Alberta. Though each of these provinces have their own peculiarities. And let me tell you something. Esther Ayajuru, I see you too. Hi. Hi, sis. Hi. So let me tell you about those provincial nominations for those different provinces. For instance, for Manitoba, for you to be eligible, you must have a strong connection in Manitoba. Either you have a family there or you have a friend that is willing to sponsor you to stand in for like a connection. Because if you do not have anybody in Manitoba, sincerely, because I tried that pathway, you won't get an NOI from them, because I had somebody there, a relative, a first cousin. So that was why I was able to. So if you do not have anybody in Manitoba, that serves like a tie, you might not get any NOI. So let us also look at, okay, I see Garish, okay, Shawatru Amula, I hope I pronounce your name right, hi as well. And so if you do not have a strong tie in Manitoba, for instance, you won't get an NOI, that's the fact. So and let us look at Alberta also. A lot of all those different provinces, for example, let me start from the Atlantic Immigration Program. Those are for provinces like New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, Newfoundland, and Labrador. So for those provinces under the Atlantic region, for instance, now, for those provinces, Oba Sunday, hi as well, I see you. Patrick, I see you as well. Patrick Egwakun, I see you, hi. So for those provinces under the Atlantic immigration, they are usually employer driven. And that means that you must have somebody, you must look for a designated employer that is willing to give you a job offer. That is what you will use to apply to be able to get your PR. So without an active job offer, you under the Atlantic Immigration Program, you may not be able to get PR. And one thing that I've seen in recent times is that all these provinces, things are changing. Times, hi, Sojitu, I see you, hello. And so a lot of all these are changing, because what they're doing right now is to focus on people that are already inside Canada. For example, those that studied in Canada, trying to have an active work permit. Those are the people they are focusing on. And so for a lot of people, because I know people that are here are those that are outside Canada. So you'll be wondering, what are now your chances? So let me tell you something that a lot of people do not want to hear. It might sound uncomfortable to you, but one thing that I will tell you is that if you are ready to do this, that is the best option for you. Sincerely, that's the best option. You will hear people tell you, okay, you will get ITA, come to New Brunswick without it. I need to tell you, I'm sure you should go and ask them, how many people have they been able to get PR through that pathway? I'm telling you, it's zero. It is not as easy as they paint it. I always say, when they tell you that the road, Binkwe, I see you. Benjamin Okweyemi, I see you too. Shout out to you all. Welcome. Like what they'll tell you is that, they make it painted like half-truth. They just take a snippet of, the requirement and elaborate it for you and make it look easy. Sincerely, I've seen a lot of people that have told me they went through that and it is not as easy as it is. So the only pathway in all I've sampled or based on experience, I've gone through all the different pathways. Is it job permit, the RCIP, the AIP, the provincial nomination programs across the different provinces, even express entry. The one that I will still keep saying that works for anybody that is ready to learn is French. It is French. It is stable. It is consistent. It is reliable. It is accessible, irrespective of your occupation. Irrespective, in most cases, even those that are in their 40s, even late 40s, that did French firsthand, experience and first-hand witnesses, they have gotten their PR directly. So when you say that, oh, it will take me 1 year, it will take me 12 months, 6 months, like I always say, whether you start it now or not, you see that 6 months, you see that 1 year, it will come and go without you achieving anything. So the option is left to you. What do you want to do? Do you want to, pay the price now, learn the French, write the exam, and come in straight as a permanent resident? So, and one thing that you need to understand that with the French pathway is that it doesn't matter your occupation, because the express entry system now is targeted for certain occupations, for certain professions, like the healthcare. So if you are not in healthcare now, you'll be wondering, what do I do to come to Canada? If you are not in STEM, even the STEM is not all the occupations in STEM that are being considered. So if you are not in that, if you are not in trades, you do not stand a chance, because the express entry now is targeted. It was not like in 2020, 2021, 2022 that irrespective of your occupation, as long as you meet the CRS score threshold, you are good to go. But now everything has changed. It is changed. But the only thing that has not changed, that has remained constant, I will say, is French. And so now I will break it down for you so that you understand and you see that it's just a matter of determination. Once you are determined at it, surely it's doable. So let me break it down for those, like in my last video, for those that have no French background, like zero background, I would say JJC, like I was, that I didn't know French. It will take you, because I took about 6 months. It took me about 6 months, not 6 months of 1 day in, 1 day out, 6 months of every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It may not be the same time that I dedicated to it every, because of course Sunday is busy, go to church, come back, family and all that. But even though it was 30 minutes, I was doing it consistently every single day. Consistently. Yes, Benjamin. Yes, so French is the faster route. There's an adage, I'm Yoruba. I will say something in Yoruba that, that they say, any wafa, like if you are looking for a wolf, an easy pathway, you will realize that you will waste time. You will waste time without achieving anything. And that was what made me waste time. Like I said, from 2020, I've been on this journey until I decided to make changes for myself in 2023. I wasted time. I wasted money looking for an easy way out. And one thing that all these agents capitalize is that they sell the easy option to you. They sell the easy route to you. They make it look so easy. Don't worry, we will get this. And they are collecting millions of millions of naira, millions. So why don't you take that money, keep it to your pocket, learn, dedicate your time to learn that pathway, to learn French. And one thing that I always say, it's not only for the express entry part to be able to get permanent residence, but also one thing that is there again is that you will be able to get jobs faster being bilingual in French. That is it. I am being sincere with you, because I've had cases where I got good job offers, but it was there that, are you bilingual? I said, at that time, initially, I was saying, oh, my French, ce n'est pas, it wasn't too good. Let me not go through, through the French. Let me stick to my English, I said, I'm not too sure, this one. So they wanted, I know the French here in Canada is the Quebecois French. It's slightly different from the French, if you understand. And so you see so many options like that. And because I got an option for French, which qualified me because of the bilingual, but because it was in Montreal and I was in Ontario, because Ontario gave me nomination, I cannot leave Ontario for at least until I get my permanent residence. So I had to forfeit that. So there are so many options of getting good jobs being bilingual. Yes, Janet Lubandi, I see you. Hi, thank you also. Janet is one of the members of this channel. Thank you, Janet. And Jay Just Short, hi as well. So I'm telling you that, for instance, so learning that French opens a lot of pathways for you. A lot of pathways coming in straight as permanent residents. So you see a lot of people. Yes, okay. Oluwa Be Oyemiga. Okay, your question, do we have a new pathway to get PR in Ontario now? What is the fate of international students graduating now? Okay, for Ontario, because of the changes that took effect on May 30th, there has not been, you know, like I said, it's in two phases. There's a phase one, there's the phase two. The phase one is for those ones are the ones that are employer driven. Maybe you have an offer, a job offer, or you are currently working. At least you have a sure pathway. Ontario is still continuing with that. But for the other pathway, like the student pathway, the PhD and all that, Ontario has not come up with anything for now. So you can say that you are in a kind of in between, in a vacuum now. You are not here, you are not there. So Ontario has not decided on the fate yet of international students, but it's still something that we have to keep monitoring, you know, with the OINP, and see what they will come up with in the next couple of weeks. Maybe they'll come up with an announcement for international students, those that are here already. But for now, there is nothing that Ontario has said as regards the international student graduating now, because they've totally scrapped that pathway for international students, for PhD graduates as well. All that has been removed totally for now. So, but we hope that in the phase two, something might come up to be able to address this gap for those that are already here in Canada, you know. But for now, it's what it is for now. Nothing is sure with Ontario. So with that said, Oluwagbe Oyemiga, what I will advise, because I think I said it in my last video, I know of someone personally, firsthand. If I can mention her name is BC. She's in my church. She came here too as through the school route. And because of, she didn't get options, no jobs and all that, she determined, she went back, started studying French. In this last ITA that was issued, French draw, she got an ITA. You know, so don't limit yourself to what Ontario would do for you. So what I would advise is that start learning French as much as you can. Oluwagbe Oyemiga, start learning French as much as you can right now. You know, and you are here, there are a lot of facilities. And one thing that the Canadian government is that there are free resources also to help you in learning French here in Canada. So you can start looking at that option. Like I always advise, don't limit yourself to just one pathway. Just spread your options around different paths that, you know, different routes that you think can work for you. So at Victor in Weke, is it necessary to get B2 across all four sections in the French proficiency test to get PR? Yes, you have to get B2 across all, and a high B2, because that is what to guarantee you NCLC 7. Because if you one thing with the TEP exam is that if you have B2 and you now have B1 in one, it has scattered everything. It doesn't work. So like I think one of subscribers in this community shared a story with me in the comment section. She had B2, I think she had B1 in writing also. So with that, she doesn't qualify except she has B2, IB2 in all the four sections. So that should be your target, having a high B2 in all the four sections. Okay, at Olamide Aderi, someone with CRS 414 in Nigeria, what's the fate of having a PNP? 414. Right now, if you look at the trend, I will say that, except if you say at Olamide Aderi, will you, what occupation are you? I know you are in the pool right now, but is your occupation among those eligible for maybe either express entry or PN? Even because for PNP, their focus is on certain professions. So what province are you targeting? So that's the question. Two questions I will ask you. Olamide Aderi, what province are you targeting for your PNP? Then secondly, is your occupation in demand? I need to know that. So those, before I can give you a more reasonable answer. But with 414, the chances are slim for PNP, because if you look at PNP cutoff, it's usually in the range of 700 and something. That, well, of course, you would have gotten nomination that gives you 600 points. But if you give me those answers, I will be able to answer you better. Then at Tata, I'm currently learning French, still on A2 level, and hopefully to hit my B2 level by November or December. That's very good. That's good. That's the kind of spirit I want. That's the kind of commitment that I want, because that is what will get to your PR, for that kind of commitment to start. Because when I started, like I said, I was on A1. A1, je ne comprends pas français at all. I did not understand French at all. But because I knew that this is my last option, I'll tell you one experience that made me say that at all costs, I must get out of Nigeria at that time. It's something that is still traumatic for me. In fact, I wanted to do a video about it some weeks back. What happened that day? I'll tell you what is motivating, not to talk of what is even happening currently in Nigeria. So let me tell you my own experience. What motivated me to, I said I must leave Nigeria. I must get out of Nigeria and I must just leave. That day I was driving from I was going to Surulere. I was going on Ilasa that day, and I was flagged down by 2 policemen on a bike that day. And so one of them, when they stopped me, unprovoked, nothing that day, and they said they were stopping me, I didn't answer. I said, well, my glass, my door, my glass does, my car glass was wound up. I wouldn't have heard you. The next thing, unprovoked, they cocked a gun and put it right to my head that day. And I said to myself, they were there for 30 minutes. They were saying, we will waste you. And that was in 2020. You know, we will waste you and nothing will come out of pata we go implicate you, nothing will come out. And that was the peak of, you know, that NSAS. Shortly after that time was when NSAS. So it was the peak of when police people were killing people. And that was what I said, no, I couldn't take it anymore. That I was going to leave Nigeria. And that made me, you see this French, we die, you know, you see this French, we die here. Everything it takes, I was going to do it. So I don't know what is motivating you. Maybe the insecurities and everything, but something should be motivating you to say that I must give it all it takes. And that is the spirit that I want to see from each and every one of us here today. Yes, Ajay just short. For someone that just started this month with the French thing, it will take roughly 8 to 12 months here. What's the chances that after 1 year learning this, it will still be needed by the time you exam? So let me tell you, like in life, nothing is ever guaranteed, but as much as possible, you always look at what's the probability that this would happen, that this French will still be here. What is the probability? If you look at the track record, if you follow the trend for the past 5, 6, for the past like 3 years, 4 years, thereabout, French has always been constant. Even in the face of so many changes that is still happening, French is still happening. Number one, why Canadian government is focusing on French is number one for economical reason, and number two for political reason also, because they are trying to encourage French people to come, speaking people to come to Canada. I think there's an issue, you know, with Montreal, Quebec and all that, you know, to boost, you know, French speakers, the number of French speakers in Canada. And also the Canadian government have committed themselves, you know, they've committed themselves in policy and all that to increase French speakers. In this year now, I think the target is about 9%. Next year is 9.5. Subsequent year, I think in 2028, I think it's 10.5 or 11.5. So the Canadian government has committed themselves. So what I would say that don't worry about whether this will change. What I would advise you that what you should be your focus is that you should start learning. If I had the opportunity, probably I would have been in Canada earlier than when I came to Canada. So if something has not changed, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years is still working, and service, even the quota is even increasing. I would say that focus on it. That should be your focus on it right now, and don't worry about what will happen next year. Start now and, you know, start working towards it. It has not changed. Like I said, French route is still the one that is stable, is still the one that is consistent amongst all the routes to Canada, and the government of Canada have made their commitment to abide by it, to increase the French quota in Canada. Yes, at N Ayola, he said, hi, Kemi, hi also. So with daily dedication, do you think it's possible to be able to write the French exam after 6 to 7 months? Yes, it is very possible with daily dedication. Like I said, it took me about 6 months. Yeah. It took me about 6 months. So if you are dedicated to it daily, it is possible. It is very, very possible. Daily dedication. And also, once you get to a point that you feel that you are at an intermediate level, what I would advise is that look for a tutor. I think I put a tutor, his WhatsApp number on a post on my last video. Look for a dedicated TCF and TEF tutor that will guide you for the exam specifically. Don't just, when you get to intermediate level, don't focus on general French. Now your focus should be targeted for the exam. Once you get to intermediate level, your focus should be targeted towards writing the exam. So at that point, when you get to intermediate, you are confident to an extent. You could have some conversations in French. You could read. You could, do the speaking, the first section. You can do it to an intermediate level. Your next focus should be getting a tutor that will prepare you specifically for the exam. One thing that I always say is not fluency that you should too much target, but target getting your NCLC in 7. And if you get a tutor that can prepare you for that, specifically for that, that is just what you need to get you to Canada. Yeah, Benjamin Okpeyemi, what age range is better for French route? Like I said, I started French route when I was 41. So your wife being 38 is still very okay. Sincerely, it's very okay. So like I said, I have somebody that are already in their 40s. So that's one good thing with French, because it already gives you extra points. And because if you notice, the cutoff for French is between this year now, is between 393 to 419. So even if you are in your, let's say 43, 44, you will still exceed, you will still fall within that bracket. You will still confidently fall within that bracket. So don't look at your age that it's not possible. It is possible. C'est possible. C'est possible, very, very possible. It's very possible. So look at that, focus on that. So that is one of the things that I would say that to encourage you. So another question that I see a lot of people ask me is that between TEF and TCF, what should I focus on? I wrote TEF for my French exam, but I have had interactions with those that have written both TEF exam and TCF. A lot of them say they prefer TCF to TEF. Maybe because for me, I see that TCF is a bit more structured. Like I said, they move from questions with less simpler questions to the ones that are more complex. So a lot of people find it easier to pass, in quotes, than TEF exam. So maybe you could, look at that. That would, look at that option, TCF, TEF. For me, I wrote TEF, but a lot of people say TCF is easier. Okay, Jay just short. He said, the French tutor you recommended for your Nigerian community, can I start with them as a novice in the language, or should I wait until I get to an? You can start with them as, they start with people from A1, because in French you have A1, A2, B1, B2, B1, then C1, C2. So irrespective, if you contact them, I saw the rookie. Okay, welcome back. I see you. Welcome back. So to answer your question, just short. So it doesn't matter your level, whether you are a JJC, a novice, nothing at all. They are ready to start with you and work with you accordingly. So what they do is that it's not a one class fits all. It's targeted for you. So what they do is that they assess your level, maybe ask you 1 or 2 questions, and they'll be able to determine what level you fit in precisely, and they will tailor your lessons accordingly with what your level is. So irrespective of your level, you can work with them. So appraise Adeniji 3366. When is the intermediate level? The intermediate level will be maybe from B1. I would say from B1 is your, your intermediate level. A1, A2, you are still learning the ropes. From B1, I would say it's when your intermediate level starts from. Because at that time, you can have like simple conversations. You could read, writing, comes more easily for you. Using your connectors to an extent is getting better. So B1, I would say it's your intermediate level. A1, A2 is still like, the basics, the elementary. So from B1, B2, I would say it's your intermediate. C1 and C2 is for higher proficiency. So B1, starting your intermediate starts from like B1, so to speak, from B1. So like I said, and one thing that you need to understand is that even though you are doing, you are taking up a tutor on your own, one thing that, like I said, is that for irrespective of the language, you need to find someone that you need to speak with, parler avec, that we speak with, somebody that you speak with. Like for me, I said I used, Interpal, Interpal. So from there, I got somebody from France, from Marseille, specifically in France. So with him, I was able to get, a bit of conversational French. So he really helped me. So what I do is that on Interpal, what you get on Interpal is that you see a lot of people, some people wanting to learn how to speak English too. It's a language exchange social platform, if I put it that way. So, but you have to keep on reaching to as many. You read different people's profile, reach out to them, saying, oh, I'm looking for someone to speak with this one. Can we exchange that kind of thing? Hopefully you will get one person or so that will respond to you. And from there, you will start having maybe conversational, interaction and speak, because that goes a long way, learning how to speak. Because if you notice, for most people, not only from my experience, for most people, what they find difficult is the listening and speaking. Writing and reading comes much easier, but for listening and speaking, it's what some people find difficult, and also myself, based on experience. So Plastic Man City fan, hello too. You're welcome. And just short, what's the fee to register for Interpal? Interpal is free. It's totally free. You don't pay subscription for it. It's free. So it's just like your Facebook, kind of, but it's a language exchange social platform. It's totally free. Esther, okay, said, I'm trying to send my questions, but it's too long. You can break them. So maybe you send one, then send the other. So you can break them if you feel it's too long. you can break your questions if you feel it's too long. So if there are other things as well, that if you need like a one-on, because I know some people have reached out to me for a one-on-one conversation, a one-on-one interaction. My email is, I don't want to put up my WhatsApp number up there because you will just be getting random messages. But what I'll advise that I'll put my email. So if there's a need to communicate one-on-one, I still have my Nigerian WhatsApp number. I will share that in our email. From there, we can have one-on-one, interaction, one-on-one conversation. So a Plastic Man City fan, you're asking, how long did it take me from A1 to B2? He said, I started about 2 months ago. I am on A2. I have given up more than 18 times, but kept going back. I know that feeling, So how long did it take me from A1 to B2? From A1 to B2, it took me, like I said, about 5-6 months. So he said it started about, So everybody gives up at some time, when you hear some French. And in French, il y a beaucoup de règles, there are a lot of regulations, the feminine, the masculine, you don't do this, you don't do that, this one, you don't do, there's a lot of issues with French, you know, when you are speaking French, sometimes the thing will scatter your brain, but you know, you reset the brain again and start the journey. So a plastic Man City fan, so get yourself back up, even though we fall 18 times or 20 times, you will get back up and you will learn this French and you will come to Canada, because I want to see every one of you here in Canada. So at Laura Oletu 1750, hi, you're welcome. So my video today, as much as I want to break down the different pathways to Canada, but like I said, the one that is still realistic, that will help anybody if you are willing to walk the walk, is French. So let me say something, because I think we're almost 50 minutes in, is that in all this, trying to encourage you, is that it is doable, but it all needs commitment. Okay. Oh, that's good. Plastic Man City fan. I am already in Canada. I stay in Toronto. Oh, that's good. And I'm planning on the PR in 3 years. That's good. So why wait 3 years? Why don't you start now? Since you're already here, why don't you start now? I think it's better you start now. Like, you know, nobody knows what can change. Since you're already here in Toronto, it's good that, you know, I know that you're already giving yourself a time. I'm already planning on the PR in 3 years. Don't wait in 3 years. Start now. If I can be your accountability partner to be encouraging you. I know that here, the life here is fast paced. Everybody busy, trying to get ends meet. I know it's busy and all that, but it's doable. Some people, even as students, are learning French, that they didn't even have to even apply for PGWP before they got their ITA through French route. So it is doable. It's not too convenient, but you can deny yourself of a bit of convenience now to be able to get what you want. So it's doable. Plastic Man City fan, please try all that you can. Even if you have tried 18 times, keep trying. Yes, keep trying. So when it comes to other pathways, for those that are above 40s, maybe you are in your 50s. For other provincial nominee pathways is, like I said, the AIP, the Atlantic Immigration Program, and the RCIP. For those ones, I think I did a video sometimes back on those pathways too. For those pathways, you need to for those pathways, you need to get a job offer. I think there was a time I shared the list of designated employers in those areas. So if you could reach out, look at, it's a whole lot of lists. It's plenty. So you need to look at those designated employers, look at the job offers to the job postings and see which one fits you and apply. But when you're applying, you remember you can't just use your normal resume that we use in Nigeria or any part of the country. You need to get a Canadian format. It needs to be in the Canadian format, because if it's not in the Canadian format, the chances of getting a job, you know, is low. So you have to work towards that. Yes, at Esther and Kata. Yes, okay. I'll be expecting your email. If you have my email, it's at rootedandreal@gmail.com. So that's my email. So a Plastic Man City fan, I still need to get that knocked here 0 to 3 job and get work experience. I understand. I understand that you need to get a work experience, but I don't know what you are currently doing, you know. I know that there are some to get certain tier 3 jobs, maybe care jobs or certain trades jobs in tier 3. I think in Ontario and some, I know in Ontario, there's a paid, where the government pays you certain amount of money to get a certification in some trade skills. Maybe you can look at that option, you know, so that in case it's the job work experience that you're looking at as soon as possible. I think some of them 6-8 months, if you can get that certification, so you could get the job offer, get job experience as soon as possible. That would help. But in the meantime, still keep learning your French. Don't give up. Yes, at Victor in Weke, is it possible to get PR through English proficiency test in Canada? No, you can't. English proficiency test alone will not. The only thing, like I said, the only thing that will give you PR straight under express entry is if your occupation falls under the category based draw. And let me tell you, those occupations, that's if you're in healthcare, number one, or if you're in STEM. Those are, I think, in STEM now. For STEM occupations, you have those in certain mechanical engineering and some other aspects of STEM. Then those that are in the aviation sector, being pilots or being aircraft engineers or aircraft mechanics, those ones, and those that are and also those French also, of course, is among the category based draw. If you are not under those category based draw, English proficiency will not get you anything. So it is French that will get you, not English. English won't get you PR. It won't. So at Laura Oletu, so for people like me in my 50s, I need a job offer. How do I go about it? Okay, to get a job offer in your 50s, like I said, I would say that look at some provinces. That some provinces are more open, are more receptive for those in their in the upper age bracket. So I'll look at, for example, Saskatchewan. I'll look at provinces under the Atlantic immigration. That's, for example, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, what's it called? Prince Edward Island, and as well as Newfoundland and Labrador. Under those provinces, they have designated employers. So I'll employ you. Just if you go to Google, type those Atlantic immigration pilot program, AIP, you will see the conditions, you will see designated employers. You pick each of those provinces, you look at designated employers and, look at the job that you fit in and look at, what I always tell you is that, see, it gets to a point in Canada now, it's not everybody that they're looking for. They're looking for certain occupations, So what I always tell people is to align yourself with what they want. If they say they want trades, if they say they want people in certain healthcare, for example, in certain healthcare, is expo that I'm giving you. In certain healthcare, for example, in tier 3 occupations, tier 3 healthcare occupations, you do not need a school certificate, a college certificate in those occupations to be eligible. What you need in tier 3 occupations is work experience. For instance, for example, a massage therapist, in most cases, maybe it's just certification, 6 months certification and work experience that you need to show, or a pharmacy assistant or a nurse aide and all that. You don't need to go, for example, it's not like a pharmacist or an engineer that you need a college degree. You don't need. What you need in most of those cases is work experience. So if you're able to get, kind of like pivot, I would say pivot and get work experience in those areas and look at those provinces that want people in those occupations, and look at the designated employers and thereafter apply to those designated employers. Another place you could get job offer is Job Bank Canada. Job Bank, J-O-B and Bank, B-A-N-K. So when you look, there are some filters there. There are certain employers that post certain jobs there. I think I'll probably do a video about that Job Bank and how you can get job, apply to certain employers that give, LMIA, that give job offers to those that are outside Canada. So I think I'll do a short videos to help with that. So you could look at those. And even if you are in 40s, in your 50s, what I would advise, Laura Oletu, if you can still learn the French, what I would advise that get a CRS calculator. Get a CRS. You can always go online, type Express Entry CRS calculator, put in your information, and also put in there, like you have done your IELTS or like you have done your French, put in certain scores, maybe target the upper limit and see what your CRS score would be. So that will give you an idea if you still stand a chance through the French route. So that's another option for you. But I believe that it's still possible because I've seen people come here even 51, 52. So it is still possible. So like I said, for like this morning, I was trying to use the CRS calculator. That's one thing that I would say that you can use. Just go online, Google express entry CRS calculator. So just put in as the prompts, as the questions are coming up, answer them. Where it will ask you, is your test of language less than 2 years? Yes, put yes there. If under your test of language, maybe IELTS, it will give you a range of the scores. Put in the figures there. Maybe the highest score 7.5 to 9.0. Just put in those figures. Simulate the scores you want and put in there. Under, if you put French also, if you put French also, put in the highest score. So at the end of the day, it will calculate automatically what's your CRS score. So if you are above if your CRS score at the end of the day falls between 393 maybe to 420 to 4, that's a good chance. It tells you that you still stand a chance to come in through the French route. It gives you an idea. So what the CRS score calculator gives you is an idea, a tentative, CRS score. It gives you an idea where you stand and where you need to work on. So that's especially for those now. So I'm going to address those that their occupations do not fall under eligible category based draw. Like I said, French is your pathway. It's your best option. And if you have a spouse, maybe you are married, you have your husband or you have your wife, to increase your scores as well, they also should do the test of language. Maybe it's French, maybe it's English. That would definitely increase your CRS score. If your partner, either your husband or your wife, that would definitely increase your options. So both of you, actually, if you are a couple, I would say that come together, look at it and see where both of you can align. If one person's profile is stronger than the other, maybe that person should be the primary applicant, then the other person whose profile is not that strong can be the dependent. But whatever it is, both of you should do the test of language together. Yes, at N Ayola. Okay, I'm seeing, how about civil servant with about 20 years work experience as government worker and 50? Yes, that's at Praise Adeniji. Yes, for if you are, above with over 20 years experience, your experience will still, anyway, when you come to Canada, your experience kind of will still count for you. But because you are not, if you're as a government worker, like as a civil servant, if I put it that way, for you now, it depends. It's your occupation? Were you working as a childhood educator, as a civil servant, be a teacher, you're still a government worker. Those are the kind of what were you doing as a government worker? Even if you are 50, you still stand a chance. But like I said, what is your best option? Your best option, like I told Laura, is that number one, the PNP pathway. The PNP, that's targeting the AIP, that's the Atlantic Immigration Program. The AIP targeting those provinces, that's like I mentioned, those provinces, and the RCIP. The RCIP majorly for, you see in Alberta, in Ontario, that's for RCIP is more for if you are willing to stay in the rural setting, that works for you. And also, like I said, use the CRS score. Even if you're in your 50s, use the CRS score to have an idea where your CRS score will be, so look at that. So okay, he said at MZP. Okay, if I have French, I should just go ahead and apply. Yes, if you have done your French test, and remember, you also need to do your credential evaluation. You need an ECA report to create an express entry profile. So if you have done your French and you have a good score in it, you meet the NCLC 7, the I proficiency, you can go ahead and create, and you have your ECA report, you can go ahead and create your express entry profile as soon as possible, ASAP. If you have that, you can go ahead and create. Yes, and don't waste time. Remember, I talked about the tie break rule the other time. So the earlier you create your express entry, the better for you. As long as you meet all the requirements, the test of language and your ECA report, you can go ahead and create your express entry profile. Yes, at Mamus, you're welcome. I see you, Mamus. He said people in their 50s with relative in Canada that boosts Does that boost or improve their CRS score? With TEF and TCF has got nothing to do with improving your what's it called? Your CRS score. So your TEF and TCF, they are test of language on their own. It's a test of language on their own. So, but if you have a relative, the relative has to be either your it has to be your direct sibling. In most cases, it has to be your direct sibling. That's where you get that's where you get a point under your express entry scoring. But that is not related to your TEF or TCF. So, but if that relative is a direct sibling or your parent or wherever, that's when you get a point. So, but your TEF or TCF now, it's a separate one entirely. It's a test of language. It's just like you are writing IELTS or you are writing CELPIP or you are writing PTA Cup. That is what TEF or TCF is. So, after you have done your TEF or your TCF, for instance, now, and you are creating your express entry, you will get more points for having maybe a direct sibling or a parent here in Canada. You get extra point for it. So that's just the major difference. Madam Rabi, I see you too. God bless you. I see you too. Tata, I don't have a master's degree but have French and my husband writing the IELTS. My total score is 476. I have a master but with French. I don't have a master but with French and my husband writing as I think it's okay if so if your CRS score is 476 and your French and you already have a good score in French, that means that if you confirm to me right now that your French score, you've written your TEF and the TCF and your French score, you had IB in it, that's good. 476, you beat more than the average cutoff trend that they ask for, because the range that they've done so far this year is between 393 to 419. So if you have a 476 and it is with French, that is phenomenal. That is good. So so as long as your French score is in the IB2, all the 4 sections are in the IB2, that's phenomenal. That's good. That's good. So I guess we should be telling you congrats in advance. Maybe when they have the next, draw. If that is what you have already, that's good. That's good. So at MPZ and MZ Pierre 9974. Okay, thank you too. At Mamus, I meant to say that TEF or TCF and a Canadian. Yes, if you have TEF or your TCF exam and you have your IB in it and you have a relative in Canada, of course your CRS score will increase. But note, the relative you have in Canada must be a direct sibling. It's not a first cousin, it's not a second cousin, it's not an uncle or an aunt, but your direct sibling, either for yourself or for your spouse. As long as you have a direct sibling, maybe a direct sibling, your brother or sister, and maybe your parents, that gives you, of course, you will get extra points. Definitely get extra. That will increase your CRS score. Definitely, it will. It will. To definitely increase your CRS score. So those are some of the aim of today is just to generally encourage everyone that, Bazunutosan, I hope I pronounce it right. Yes, welcome to the supporter cycle. Yes, and like I said in one of my last videos, very soon I'll be having like a one-on-one guidance where I will hold you by the hand for members of the channel, where I will guide you, telling you, okay, if you are this is what to do, and guiding and giving you resources that can help you in your journey. Welcome to the community. I appreciate you. So the whole essence of this today is to tell you that, like I said, I did a video on scam and all that in immigration. A lot of people are still falling for it. Unfortunately are still falling for it. But if you are able to do this, work this French. I will keep on encouraging each and every one of you. Let's learn this French because it is the most reliable pathway right now with the changes that is going up every day in immigration. The only one that has remained constant K is French. Even those that are students like I'm trying to remember his name now. Just said even with people that are students here, their legs are still shaking. That came through student rad and they are looking for options that they don't, with Ontario scrapping a lot of all those pathways. French is still the reliable one. So I want to hold you by the hands and let us learn this French. Yes, Arafel Olotu, hi Kemi, hi too. Thanks for this enlightenment. Please, I want to confirm, can one go ahead and create an express entry profile now while still learning French when you've not written the test? If you have written at least IELTS, if you have written what qualifies you to create an express entry, number one is if you have done your credential evaluation, maybe with WES. I'm sure you have heard about WES. If you have done WES, if you have done your WES, or if you've done your credential evaluation, and also even if it's only IELTS that you have written, you can create express entry profile. So when you now do your French, you can now update your express entry profile. So as long as you have at least one test language report result and your credential evaluation, you can go ahead and create your express entry profile. Okay, at Regina Godwin, he said, is TEF upper intermediate same as band 7? Yes, the TEF is the exam. That's test d'évaluation français is the exam. So the upper, what you need is equivalent to, what in IELTS, like, CLB, 7 in IELTS. That's the NCLC, that's niveau competence, it's another, it's similar to CLB 7 of your IELTS. That's the TEF exam. So that's having at least B2. You have at least IB2 in all your 4 sections. So it's equivalent to a band 7. Yes, that's correct. Yes. At Oluwagbe Oyemiga, yes, so we students here, okay. Oh, okay, yeah, confirming that, yes, that even a lot of students here, if nothing is certain, if you are coming, school route is not as easy because, like I said, I got an admission to Northwest College then in Alberta, admitting. But at the end of the day, I had to defer my admission twice and all that. It's not easy for students. So being the best option for anybody, anytime, is getting your PR directly. Is getting your PR directly. And I can say that, like I said, there are a lot of benefits when you come in as a PR straight. So if French would give you that, please try everything. Nothing beats that. And 3 years on PR, you get your citizen. No other country gives you like that except Canada. Canada is welcoming. Canada has a lot of options, a lot of offers. For example, now my son is in the university, as a domestic, because he's paying as a domestic student. He's paying in his college 13,500 as an engineering student, while an international student is paying close to 30-something, close to $40,000 per year. So you can't beat that. You can't beat that. So if it's everything you need to work for, do it. Even as a student, be learning the French. So at OB Ijoma, hi too. I just checked my CRS score as you advised with French. Can you see? So it tells you that you stand a good chance with French. 448, that's even way above the trend because the trend is 393 to 419 so far. The one they did last was 409. So with French, it is whether you are 42 or you are 43 and all that, with French, you stand a good chance. And one thing with French is that it doesn't matter your occupation, whether you are in civil service or it doesn't matter, it's unlike the other category based draw that if you are not in healthcare, if you are not in STEM, you don't stand a chance. But with French, whether your occupation, you are a tailor, you are a this, occupation is insignificant. And the good thing is that you can live in any province. You can go to you don't have to stay in Quebec or in New Brunswick or in any French-speaking country, French-speaking province. You can go to any province. That's the good thing with it. Unlike if you come in through a provincial nomination, your commitment is to that province. You have to be, you you have to reside in that province. That's one good thing with French. You can stay in any province and do any work. It doesn't, you are not held back at all. So that's a good thing. Being okay, can we have this video? Yes, after this live, hopefully, yes, the video will be on for every other person that were not able to join live, to be able to, read the questions and have, have this video. It's accessible after the live is off. Then, and at Beke Deremon Gozi, I hope I pronounce your name right. I'm sorry. How do I check? Please direct me. Okay. That's how to use Bazunu Tosa. Hi to hello. Welcome to being a member. Thank you. Yeah, at Ngozi Bakaderemo Ngozi. How do I check, please? So to be able to go to, like I said, to be able to use the CRS calculator, just type Express Entry CRS calculator. Go to Google, type Express Entry CRS calculator. You will see the one by the official one. I'm sure it will come up. So once you come up, you will see some questions. Once you see you see CRS calculator, you will see some options there. You will see some options. You see the question, are you married? This one. You see this as you're answering them. At the end of the day, it will calculate your score. So just go to Google, type Express Entry calculator, then you will see it, click on it, then follow all the prompts that follows after. Yes, Obi Joma, thank you too. Thank you, Dai. Thank you. Then Alabi Ifedola 247, hello too. Hi. You're welcome. I know we spent over 1 hour here. If you have any other questions, it's not limited. Even after this live is over, if you have any other questions, it's either you send me as a comment in the comments, I will definitely answer, or you send it to me as through my email, rootedandrealwithkemi@gmail.com. Send me, I'll answer. Canada, yeah, everybody, they always, also looking for, everybody is busy kind of, but as much as possible, I may not answer as soon as you are sending it, but I would definitely read through and I will answer. Yes, Alabi Fedola 247, you can ask your questions. Yes, I think we'll just round up in the next, once it's 1 hour, 30 minutes. Yes, Bazunu Tosan here. I am 51 years. I'm a teacher. Am I still eligible? I think as a teacher, there are a lot of options for me, because if childhood education, coming in under education. Sorry, my son is disturbing you. Please take it easy and reduce that noise. Sorry for the disturbance. So as a teacher, because those are one of the occupation in demand in certain provinces. Like I said, what I always advise is that the information is always there. Like I said, if it's Saskatchewan, go to Saskatchewan, just type in the province of Saskatchewan immigration at SINP, nominee program, SINP. Type it, look at occupation in demand, look at what it entails. Do you understand? And a lot of times you have options, even as teachers, job offers, because it's one of the occupation in demand in certain provinces. So I think you stand a chance. And also, if you can do me this also, use the CRS. Let's use the CRS calculator to have an idea what your CRS score would be with French and with English, because one thing that also increases your score is doing the 2 languages, both IELTS or CELPIP together with French. Doing the 2 languages tremendously increases your scores by even up to 72 points. I can say that. So look at that. Let's try that option. Then we can discuss afterwards. Then Oluwagbe Oyemiga, for English test, should we go for IELTS or CELPIP? Whichever. You can go for IELTS. Anyone is okay, but a lot of people say CELPIP is easier. So I did only IELTS, but you could do CELPIP. I've seen a lot of people say that CELPIP is easier. So maybe you could try CELPIP for a change, but either IELTS or CELPIP is okay. So Obi Ijoma eagerly waiting your one. Yeah, definitely I will. I'm looking because a lot of people have been asking how much is it? How much is it? I'm doing this out of, when I have time to do like a one-on-one consultation to help people as much as possible. When the time comes, to go the other way, I will do. But for now, let's do the one that God has sent us to do. So let's reach out to me on my email, then from there I can share, my WhatsApp on how we can do a one-on-one consultation. Yes, at Alabi Ifedola, he said, my question is, what is the best province I can apply to for PNP opportunity without a job offer? I am a nurse. My IELTS score and CLB service is 349. One of the provinces, being a nurse, because of course healthcare. I think I did a video on for nurses a time back, because one of the things that you need to do, because for you to be able to get PNP opportunity, that means you are applying to, you would have gone through certain certain stages, certain steps. For example, have you done your NNAS? I'm not saying you should do NCLEX first. NCLEX is not the first option for you as a nurse, but for you, if you are targeting PNP for a nurse, because for PNP, that means they're bringing you in, that means you have something to, at least, even if it's a provisional license. But for you to get to that stage now, you need to at least do your NNAS, register with that province, their nursing board. Maybe it's Saskatchewan nursing board or whatever. For instance, I'm citing that for instance, but you need to go through that process for you to be eligible for most of the provinces. So for example, maybe start with your NNAS now. Definitely you need to do your NNAS. Do your NNAS, then apply to the provincial regulatory body, nursing body for that province that you are targeting at. Maybe in most cases, Manitoba is good, Saskatchewan is good, British Columbia too is good, New Brunswick, all those other provinces are good. The competition is not as intense as Ontario, so target those provinces. So I advise you, after this live, go to their official website. But I know definitely as a nurse, you need to do, so sorry for that. As a nurse, you need to do your NNAS and also apply to the regulatory body for the nursing body in that province. So they will tell you whether you need your NCLEX immediately or not, and they will tell you what next step to do. Even if it's a provisional license, you get that, then a job offer, then from there you can get their PNP and all that. At Alabi Fedola beside, how can I okay, I think I've answered that. Then N Ayola, please, how helpful were the research practice tests for your main exam? I heard the mock tests are repeated. Yes, the mock tests were repeated. Yes, I can say that for sure. I had repeated question in both writing, yes, some question, a particular part, or I think the second part of writing was repeated. Then also in listening, in Ekut too, some of the questions were repeated. So the mock test practice things, exams, practice options, the mock were quite useful. Some of the questions were repeated for the TEF exams. Then Bereke Mongozi, please, I really need materials on French preparation. For that, some you can get online. I think I shared the link then in one of my videos when I talked about that TEF. If you can go to the description of those videos, you will see some of those materials there. Then also, when you are practicing, you are getting ready to write this exam, get a tutor that is specific for TEF and TCF. They will really help you. Get a tutor. That I can say that you really need that. So they are guiding you specifically for that exam. When you are ready, you are at an intermediate level, get a tutor. That is don't do general French now. Get a tutor specific for the exam. Then at Mamus, once I receive my ITA, can I do my electronic express entry? Without creating express entry, you cannot get ITA. So the first step, let me break it down to you. But let me break it down to you. You have to get, for example, do your test of language, either your IELTS or your French exam, that is TEF or TCF, and do your credential evaluation with WES or your relevant body for your profession. So once you do that, then you will now create an express entry profile. When you create an express entry profile, when IRCC is ready, then they are doing ITA, then they automatically send, based on your profile and you meet the ITA, the CRS cutoff threshold, they send an ITA to you. So once they send an ITA, that is invitation to apply. So when they send an invitation to apply to you, then you can now apply for your permanent residency, if you understand me. Yes, at Esther and Katama, how so one can go about the bachelor assessment, the WES team? Yes, just like I always say, Google is our friend. So you go to Google, type in WES, just type in WES, just WES, type in, oh, I'm so sorry, my stand is shaking, so sorry. So you type in WES. So once you type in WES, go to Google, type in WES. So because different countries, you will see, is it for immigration purpose, is it for Canada and all that. So you click this for immigration purpose for Canada. From there, you will see the list of your school. So it is your school that will send your credentials directly to WES. It is not you. It is your school. So once you pay, they give you a reference number. Once you pay, they give you a reference number. So with that reference number, you can send to your school, you quote that reference number. They will now send your credentials, your transcript directly to WES. So once WES has evaluated, then they will send you your report. So with that report, your report will definitely have a number and all that. With that report, you can now create your ones. You will now create your express entry with your, maybe with your IELTS results or with your TEF or TCF results. I hope you understand that. Then he said, thank you, ma'am. Do I need to be in the express entry pool to be set? Definitely, you have to be in the express entry pool. Without being in the express entry pool, they can't select you. So you have to create an express entry profile. With that, then you will be selected. So like I said, these are the process. Number one, because you can't create an express entry pool without your ITA. So this, I'm repeating again for clarity. Number one, get your credential assessed. So that should be your step one. Get your credential assessed, either by WES, that is the World Educational Something Services. So it's WES for short. Get your credential assessed. Number two, write your language assessment. So it could be IELTS, it could be CELPIP, or it's not even or now, or / and TEF or TCF. But you don't need the both language as long as you have one test language. Maybe it's IELTS that you find that you have the money to write now. Write your IELTS. You have your ECA. Then you will now create an express entry. Go to creation. Once you just go to Google, how can I create express entry profile? You will see it. It's then nothing. That's one thing with Canada immigration. It's not easy. You see all those agents. There's nothing special that they are doing for you. They are just going through those systems because it's an open book. You will find it there. Nothing is hidden. Like I said, I did my own from A to Z. I did not use any agent. Nothing. It's easy. So if you find issues, you find it challenge, you can always come to me. I can do a short video and send to you and guide you through appropriately. So once you have that, create your express entry profile, be there. So even if you have not written your TEF, you are still preparing. As soon as your TEF result is out and you do well, update your express. You can always update your express entry profile. You can always update. As long as it is still valid, you can always update it. And one thing you need to know is that your express entry profile is valid for 1 year. After 1 year, it becomes ineligible. Then you have to create another one again. Then Esther and Kata, you're asking again, okay, how would you know when your school has sent your credentials to WES? Like, how do we track? So mostly for my own, I was following up two things. I was following up at my school, and like I had a contact at my school name because I went to Ife, OAU. So what I had a contact that was helping me monitor, that was following up. So once they said that they are followed up, I checked my West profile because of course, you create your own profile, with West. So it will be updated whether they have received it will also be updated whether they've received your credential. West will update it in your profile that maybe your credential has been received and under assessment. It will be updated. So 2 ways. One, you will do your own part following up from your school end. Then number 2, on your West profile, it will also be stated that they've received your credential and under assessment. When assessment has been completed also too, they will let you know. It will be in the profile. You will get it. You will know. Then Mamus, yes. For the French learning or study, can Siloam expression be done online only? Siloam expression, that's another thing that a lot of people have been reaching out to me about. Siloam expression is here in Canada. It's actually in Alberta. And a lot of people told me that their fees is high for them. I think it's about 3,000 Canadian dollars. So that's over 3 million naira Nigerian, but is specifically for the TEF. They do like almost everything for you. They guide you. The track record is there. The reviews are there. But because we know that it's not everybody that have the same financial capacity, pockets are not the same. There is also a very equally competent French tutor that prepares you specifically for both TEF and TCF in Nigeria. Is called Accent Français. That is French accent français. Accent, yeah. Tata, yes, so they're in Canada, yeah, in Alberta, yeah. So for the accent français, what they do is that they charge, I think their own is about 72,000 naira monthly. I think that is still very okay, because if you go to Alliance Française now, you are paying more than that. So for the accent, that is French accent français, they do online. I think it's a weekly, maybe 3 times in a week. 1 hour, 3 times in a week, and in a month it ends up being 72,000, which I say it's a deal to kill for. That's very okay compared to some other French class that I know. So I'll put up, he has his WhatsApp contact. So I'll put up his WhatsApp contact at the end of this video. You can reach out to him. He has a track record. I've seen people, that he has helped that even got C1, C2 in their TEF results. So it's equally very good. The track record is there. His reviews are also very, very good. So I won't tell you what is not good. I will not share it. I won't want to derail your journey. I won't do that. So you could look at that Accent Français. I will share his WhatsApp contact. You can reach out to him, tell him that you are from the real Kemi for the French class, and it will definitely help you. So I think its price is reasonable. It's a good deal. It's a very good deal. It is. So at Dami Amzat 7905, hello to hi. So I said we're going to round up at when the video gets to 1 hour 30 minutes. I think we're at 1 hour 31 minutes now. And so if you have any more questions, you can always reach me. I'm always available. Even if I do not answer, immediately, I will definitely answer you. Reach out to me on rootedandrealwithkemi@gmail.com. I'm always there, to further guide you and to put you through as much as possible. Yes, our life's good. Please pray for me. I've submitted my application. God help me. I'm rooting for you, girl. Thank you. Yeah, life's good. Yes. When I saw your comment that you had gotten IT, I was so excited for you. Thank you. So that is a testament. Please encourage everyone here that French works. Yes, Life's Good got her ITA through French route, just this last one. So I'm praying for you. My prayers are with you. You will get your ITA. You will get your PR by God's grace. So I'm welcoming you to Canada. And if you need anything, always reach out to me. I will guide you when you come to what you need to do, steps to take, where to go, I'm here for you. So she's a testament to tell you that Canada PR is achievable through the French pathway. So if you can believe it, you can achieve it. It's just a matter of motivation. Whether you are 40, you are 41, you are 42, you are 43, or whatever your age is, it is doable. It is doable. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you. So happy for you. Well, let me tell you, bienvenue already. Welcome to Canada. Welcome. So how many times do they do the draw in a year? You know, so far, so let me break the trend for you to see that the French route is really the thing. It's really the thing. Healthcare has only been done one time so far this year. One time. STEM, I don't think STEM has not even been done. They've not even done STEM this year at all. And it's among the category-based professions. They've not even done it. French has been done 6 times this year. 6 times. 6 times. So you can see what I'm telling you. So don't let anybody deceive you. If me from JJC, from ground zero, no French can, being a pharmacist, being a mom, I had 2 retail pharmacies. I had a food business I was running full time. I don't close at my pharmacy. Those that know me then, I don't close till around past 10, 11 p.m. I'm telling you. So let me tell you how I do it then. Even when I wrote my IELTS, when I get home, like around 11:30 to midnight, when I get home, I'm telling you my realistic schedule then. When I get home, I will sleep till, I will set my alarm till around 1 a.m. to usually 2 a.m. I'll set my alarm. I will wake up 2 a.m. I'll do like 2 to 5. I'll do 2 to 5. That's about 2-3 hours then. Then I will now sleep back, maybe for 1 hour, wake up 6 o'clock because I need to prepare my kids for school, make food for them and all that. So I do that. Then I'll get ready again. It was like a roller coaster, but I had to do it. Like I said, I had to do it. If not for anything, then for my children and for the traumatic experience when the police put gun to my head, then that they were going to waste their enemy's life, not my life. So something was pushing me, so I did it. My children would see my eye bags. Mommy, you're having eye bags. It was because of constant, I was not sleeping. I was at it with everything that I had. I gave it everything. I'm sure a lot of people, especially for those of us in Nigeria now, we are tired of Nigeria because of everything that is going on. So it is doable. My son, I was asking my son 2 days ago, do you want to go back to Nigeria? The boy said he's not going because here is way better. And so don't let anybody deceive you. Do not let anybody deceive you. Like here now, so many things, if you have not gotten a job, the government helps you, give you something to start with. Healthcare is free. Do you understand? So many things. So many things. Maybe some in Nigeria now, we know how much people are paying for dialysis. If you have kidney issues, dialysis here, c'est free. Libre. It's free. So many things. So education, why? So I think it's a place that you can achieve, and the government here helps you to achieve your dreams if you are not a lazy. So if you can hustle and make it in Nigeria, you can hustle and make it here in Nigeria, in Canada. It may not be easier because it's a new environment, adjusting, but with time, it gets better. With time, you will make it. Yes, this life will be replayed at Ayo Kunle Temitayo. It will be replayed. Mamus, please type your email in the chat. Yeah, let me see. I will definitely do that. Please type your email in the chat. You are okay. Yeah. Thank you for finding me an inspiration. At Oluwagbe Yomiga, I'm in Ontario. Yes, I'm in Ontario. Please, can I rewatch? I stay in the GTA in Ontario. Please, can I rewatch this live? Of course, you can rewatch it live. I'm searching for a group who we can prepare together. I think that's another thing again. Like if you can have like a study group that you have like an accountability partner along this journey, that would definitely. But also remember, get a people that are trained, I'm still re-emphasizing it, like in all these people that I'm recommending, the San Francais, I'm not getting, you could reach out to him, I'm not asking him for kobo, I'm not collecting anything from anybody to promote anybody, I am not doing that, I'm not gaining anything. My goal is to see that people achieve this, people get this PR the right way. So like I said, if you get to intermediate level, as soon as possible, get a tutor that is TCF tailored. It's just like giving you expo. You have like all this, when in school back then, you have past questions, people that will, you already have the expo. So that is like the expo now, if I put it that way. So they already know what the pattern, what the sequence, what kind of questions they ask. So they prepare you for it. So you are not dilly-dally, you are not doing guess here or miss here. So they prepare you specifically to that. So as much as possible too, if you can get like accountability boards that you can prepare together, form a group, and maybe in that group people can reach out to the the test AF and TEF tutor, put it, get his contact. He will put you together in a group and it makes it better. So all of you are accountable for it. So one person, as one person is going up, you lift up the other too. So you become like accountability partner. So what I would do is that after this video, like I said, I will drop the details and also in a post. So please watch out. I'll put a post. I think he has a poster. I'll put up his poster with the links. You'll see his details there. After this video, immediately after this video, I'll put up his poster where he has all his details and everything. You will find it there. I'll put it up so you can get in touch with him. And like I said, always reach out to me if you want. I'll also share my email, like I said, rootedandrealwithkemi@gmail.com. I will do that as much as I want to type. If I type now, I'm going to, because my stand, I don't know, is shaky, so it will fall. So, but I will put also in the post after this video my email so that you can reach out to me. Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, in our Ottawa. Okay, my Ontario people, Ottawa. GTA, yeah, that's good, that's nice. I actually when I wanted to land in Canada, I wanted to land in Ottawa, but because of the nature of my job, I am a pharmacist but worked in the pharma company, so it's more in Toronto and the GTA, so that's what influenced my, residing in the GTA. That's good. That's so at Bekeremo Ngozi, thank you very much. So God bless you too. God bless you too. Then Oliver Rich Holmes, please, they also need your email for a follow-up because we are all open to come into Ontario. So welcome, bienvenue Ontario. So come, people should come to Ontario. Ontario is good, a lot of opportunities here, but they say the cost of living is higher, but it's still very good. I love my Ontario anyways. I love it. Thank you so much. Oluwagbayo Omiga, thank you for what you do. Thank you too. Thank you for being part of this community. And you guys are, when I read comments, when people say you've been helpful, this and this, so that goes a long way. And I'm really, really, really appreciative of all of you as well. I can't thank you. Thank you for making out time here today. Sorry, my son has been, up and down, today and all that. So, like I said, if you have any further questions, please reach out to me. I'm here, to help as much as possible. My own is that I haven't fallen a victim to all this campaign, pain. I don't want to tell you how much I paid for US. If I say it, people will come and catch me. I paid 12,500 USD. Well, on top of, I did not get anything up to now, but thank God for Canada. Like I said, Canada will always be Canada. It's good. It's good. I won't lie to you. Canada is good. So don't let anybody bamboozle. All the people that are telling you on social media or some people that will say that this, so some of them, their families are here. They'll go and be telling you something. Come to Canada. Please come. The more, the better. Like I said, there are some communities. If you see the Indian community, there are plenty. So the Nigerian community too, Ghana, Africans, wherever we are, Philippines, let's all come too. The more, the better. There are opportunities here. And even if you want to do business, the government has a lot of facilities, loans and all that to help you. So come. Come. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone. God bless you. Bisu bisu. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. So this video will be up after this live, and all the links that I said I'm going to share, my email, and also for the TEF TCF tutor in Lagos. I think no, it's not in Lagos. I think it's in Port Harcourt, but it does online classes. 72,000 a month is very, it's a kill deal for everybody here, because other French lessons are more expensive, because people are now going through the French house, so it's becoming expensive. So I'll share all that immediately after this live once I drop, and I hope to see you all in Canada. I'm praying for you. I'm also rooting those that have done it 18 times. Do it again. It is achievable. Okay, yes, he's in Port Harcourt. Yes. So God bless you guys. I love you. I love you. I love you. I'll keep pushing you. You must do this, French. You must apprendre, apprendre le langue française. Yes. Learn the language, learn the French language. God bless you guys. I love you. Bisu bisu. A bientôt. Bye, guys. Bye. Okay,